Barry, after such a good result in the first leg, how do you approach this one? Is it a case of stick or twist? How do you find that balance in what you do?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but listen, it was a really good performance. I still think there's areas where we can improve, and that's what we've tried to do over the last 3 days. We're under no illusions that it's going to be a different game. Fenerbahce will be hurting. I know that. My players know that. They're well aware of that as well. So we've spoken about that over the last couple of days. So we've prepared in the right manner. There might be 1 or 2 tweaks. We'll just need to wait and see. But look, it's been a good 3 days. That's the first time I've really had the players to go and work on certain things that I think we can improve on. And they've worked ever so hard, so that's all I can ask as a manager.
Your team showed that they have a flexibility and they're able to be flexible in games like this. Is that going to be important tomorrow night? Yeah, I believe if any game, whether it's in Europe or domestically, I think you have to have a flexibility, and that's something that I don't think this team's had. So that's some things we've had to go through, we've worked on. And within a game, if things aren't going according to plan, that we can go and change that. So that's certainly something that I've got to give the boys credit for. They've took things on board that I've wanted them to take on. And we'll approach a game in a manner that we need to go and try and win. Recently at home, it's not been great in terms of results. How do you make sure you change that and you come in with a mindset to use this as a fortress? Well, they've got to have a different mindset. That's been a big issue. They know that. I'm not going to sit here, and I think you all know that as well. It has been an issue at times throughout the season. And that's something that I'm tasked with trying to change, and I'm working ever so hard to do it, and so are the boys as well. So they're taking everything that we're giving them on board. And what I've seen in the last 3 days, it's certainly going well.
You obviously played at a time when Ibrox was such an energising force for your team in the way to 2008. You saw it again to 2022. I know results the last 3 games at home haven't been great, but do you believe that this is still a place that can raise this team to new levels rather than drag it down?
Yeah, listen, see if you get this place rocking, it's a proper place to play football. And that's I've told the guys that, and they know that. They know how good they've played in some of the guys that are in the squad have played in European nights here. And when you go out with a certain attitude to play the game, there's no better place to play football. So we'll go on and we'll brace the challenge tomorrow night, because, as I said, it's going to be a different game in my opinion. But we need to stand tall, and we need to go head to head with Fenerbahce, because they'll come and they'll go for us. So we need to be strong in the mind. But I certainly believe, that my group of players over the last 3 days certainly know what's going to come at them. So we're prepared for it.
How's Robin Proper after concussion last week?
Yeah, he done a couple of training sessions. He's not been with the team. He was with the team today. And there's been another 1 or 2 slight issues. Ideally, I would love to have everybody available, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So I'll just need to wait again tomorrow morning. I'll see how they wake up, and hopefully I'll have a full squad to pick from.
Who are the players that are doubtful? Barry, can you tell us? Or?
Do you think I'm going to tell you? There's 2 or 3. That's all I'll say. I'm hopeful that they've come through the session today okay. It's just something you've got to deal with as a manager. As I says, in an ideal world, everybody would be fit and available and 100%, but that's never the case. That's why you carry a squad. That's why it's important that the guys that have not been involved, certainly last Thursday, that they need to make sure they take information on. But as I said, I just need to wait until tomorrow, and hopefully I get good news rather than bad news.
What have you seen in the guys? What have you learned about them in this past wee while? Now you've had a chance to maybe do more on the training field. What is it that you've kind of identified as maybe been missing up till now?
They're a very good group of players. That's what one thing I will say. That they're hard workers. They've took information in that we've given them. Not just me as a manager, but my staff also. And listen, they went through difficult periods, and we're trying to explain myself and the staff. We've been through the same thing, so we can relate to that, and it's important. But look, there's no getting away from it. In Europe, it's been really good at home, but domestically, it's not been what we're wanting. So that's our job to change it. and the guys understand what it takes to play here. Because when, just at the very first question, when not just European nights but domestically, if you've got this place, if you've got a team that are playing good football with loads of energy and passion, this crowd will get right behind you.
And given your form in Europe across the season and the fact you're 2 goals up in this tie, are you comfortable, are you happy with kind of the favourites tie? Because a lot of people will be thinking Rangers should go through here.
Look, I would rather have another couple of goals, if I'm being honest with you. But it is what it is. But that's the pressure. You've got to handle pressure when you're at Rangers. And that's something that probably the squad will admit they've not handled too well at times. But other times they have handled the pressure really well. So, look, we're not thinking about we're favourites or their favourites. We've got a game that we have to go and take head on, because what an opportunity we've got to go into the last 8, but also we've got to be respectful. We're coming up against a very good team. I said that last week. They've got players that can really hurt you, and we all know about the manager. In my opinion, he's been one of the best ever. So we're prepared for all different scenarios, and we're just ready and raring to go.
Barry, you say you're prepared for all different scenarios. You expect the game to differ from last Thursday. What do you expect Fenerbahce to do differently? Do you think they might come out more? Obviously, they're 2 goals down. Do you expect them to try and play on the front foot, and then could that benefit you if they leave space in behind?
Yeah, but listen, I expect them to come for us because they're 3-1 down. There's no doubt about that, so we're prepared for that. And they've got guys, as I said, that can hurt you for the wide areas. They like to get balls into the box. So my back 2 or my back 3 or back 5, whatever it's going to be, need to be prepared for that and ready for that. So look, we've covered all sorts of scenarios, as you have to do when you're playing against very good teams.
And just in terms of the atmosphere tomorrow night, you say on nights like these there can be no better place to play football. Do you think a win putting you through to the quarterfinals of competition can almost reignite the rest of the season, Barry? It can be a massive final 2 months of the campaign for Rangers. Yeah,
well, in terms of playing here, I know what it's like in European nights. And as a football player, you've got to want to play in front of this crowd. I've been here this season when it's been Lyon, when it's been the other games, Tottenham game, should I say. I've been to previous ones, and the place is electric. And we need to light that fire in the stands. That's what we need to start doing. And the guys are well aware of that. But see, as a footballer, as a manager, I can't wait. You've got to be excited about this. You've got to embrace the challenge that's in front of us. And my group of players are ready for that.
You mentioned, Barry, about that mindset shift towards playing at Ibrox. In the short time you've been here, have you seen that change already, even in the short time that you've been with the players? No, because the Motherwell game wasn't good enough. Plain and simple, the first 45 minutes were nowhere near what I expect from a team of mine. And they were made well aware of that after the game. And the pressure was really on us last Thursday when we went away to Fenerbahce in an intimidating atmosphere. But I says to the players, if you want to play at this place, at a club like this, you need to take these challenges on. And I thought they took the challenge on really well. I know we get a lot of plaudits, but I still seen some things within our system and the way that we played that we can certainly improve on. And that's what we've tried to do the last 3 days. So, yeah, look, the guys, as I said, the guys have been great. They've really took everything on that I want them to do. I know they're good football players, but there's more to being a good footballer when you play with Rangers. And what you're trying to do and change their mindset and get these players back on track to make it through to the next round, put out a team like Fenerbahce, how big an achievement would this be and how big of a lift would it give, not just the players, the whole club? Yeah, it's important. It's not about me, it's about the whole club. To get into the last 8, I think, would be a fantastic achievement, but we've got 90 minutes to play against a very good team. As I said, it's easy to get carried away when you have a performance like we did last Thursday, but there's absolute no chance I was allowing that to happen. They had a couple of days to go away, spend a bit of time with their family, a bit of rest, which was well earned, but they knew coming back in, there's a job half done, and we need to complete that job on Thursday.
But Barry, it looked last week like there was a lot of kind of mutual respect between yourself and Mourinho on the touchline and how you both spoke about each other. Did you get a chance to speak to him at all after the game? And also, is his presence in their dugout a real factor in your thinking about this game tomorrow in terms of the respect for the job not being done yet?
Well, first and foremost, I've got huge respect. I said last week, I think it's 26 trophies he's won at a number of different countries. He's managed at the highest level. And it is a real challenge for me, but listen, I'm no scared of a challenge. Standing on the touchline, it was an honour for me. But look, as I said, he's got a real good team. He's a top-class manager. He would have been hurting. I know that for a fact. And you'll see a different Fenerbahce here tomorrow night. There's no doubt about that. And as I said, we have worked the last 3 days on different scenarios that I think will happen within the game. And we just need to wait and see what happens come 8 o'clock. But I've got every faith in my group of players.
Barry, obviously your regard for Jose Mourinho is obvious, but are you prepared maybe for some of the more streetwise elements that might come tomorrow, maybe some of the darker arts?
Yeah, and I think we need to be better at these things as well. I've mentioned that to my players. Sometimes we're too nice. We can't be nice all the time. And I expect Fenerbahce to be a bit like that tomorrow night, but I expect us to be a bit like that as well.
Last one, Andy.
Barry, there's been a lot of chat this week after last week's result, getting the better of Jose Mourinho. A lot of people suggest maybe if you can get a result tomorrow night, if you can get a result on Sunday, that perhaps your name might come into the thinking for the job permanently. Do you believe that you have got the skill set to take this job on a longer basis?
If I'm being honest, Andy, I'm not even thinking about it. I've been brought in here for 3 months and that's my full focus. This 3 months. Got off to a good start, really good start at Kilmarnock, apart for the first 20 minutes. Motherwell, nowhere near good enough. Last week, very good, but I think can be better. And I need to continue that. But I'm not thinking ahead of which I've seen loads of people talking about things. I have no interest. I've got a job to do here, and that's to make sure that I get a Rangers team winning on a more consistent basis. And yeah, that's my thought process.
Just a very quick last one for Alan. Get the mic back.
Barry, Jose Mourinho warned Rangers against over-celebrating last week.
Yep.
Was there ever any danger of that happening, and did you have to impress upon the players that it is still 0-0 in the tie?
Well, I stress to my players, if you win a game, enjoy it. There's fans that pay a fortune to come and watch us. Go over. Appreciate how far they've travelled, how much they've paid. Get in the dressing room, they put a bit of music on. Once we get on the bus and back to the hotel, the focus was on next Thursday. It was clear. That was a clear message from me. But I think you've got to allow yourself to go and be happy with the performance and the result. But as I said, I'd be an absolute idiot if I thought the game was over and done with. There's no way I was thinking that was mentioned straight after the game. We'll go back, we'll go away a couple of days, get a bit of well-earned rest, and then we're coming in fully focused on what's going to be a tough game for us.